Hey guys, Sean here, and you're about to watch a weekly Q&A call that I do in the free Facebook group. Before you do so, I just wanted to invite you real quick to join the Facebook group so that you can exchange ideas with other publishers, mastermind, connect with them. So far, we have over 4,000 members and it is growing quickly. You will also receive 2 bonuses by joining. The first one is how to generate lasting income on Amazon KDP case study. This is basically a case study to show you how I went from 0 to multiple 6 figures on Amazon KDP. And the second reason why you want to join is so that you can attend these weekly Q&A call live and ask me questions directly. So I hope to see you inside the group and enjoy the video.
All right, cool. Welcome to another weekly Q&A that we do in the free Facebook group. Let's see, just setting things up over here. And as always, we're gonna wait a couple minutes for people to tune in. This time I'm hoping more people will show up because I sent a reminder, or I scheduled this Q&A instead of just starting out of randomly. So I'm hoping that we get more people because of more people have notification on. So as always, we're gonna wait a couple minutes. If you're watching this on a recorded video, if it's on YouTube, then this is a weekly Q&A that we do in the free Facebook group. So if you want to join, then the link on YouTube side is below the video to join the Facebook group. And you can come show up and ask any questions that you want. But every single week we talk about different topics. And so give me one sec here. Okay, cool. So, hey Kyle, what's going on? How's it going, Yanni? Thanks for tuning in. All right, cool. So, what I was trying to say before I got distracted is that I completely forgot what I was going to say. But anyways, this is a weekly Q&A. Once again, if you want to join, the link is below the video. If you're watching this on YouTube, every single week, Thursday at 8 a.m. Bali time, which is 8 p.m. Eastern time. Okay, so it's 8 p.m. Eastern time every single week. It's actually on Wednesday Eastern time, Thursday Bali time. So if there is any questions, just let me know in the chat and I can go and answer it. If there's no question, I usually talk about one topic. And today I really had no idea what to talk about. I was thinking like, what should I talk about this week? And then I realized, or I didn't realize, but like I just got a comment on my recent YouTube video where I did this like 3 best keywords for September. And then one guy commented, good luck getting 250 reviews. And that made me think about how people approach keywords and how people identify what is a good keyword and not. Completely wrong. So I wanted to talk about that. So it's kind of gonna be a keyword research video, but I wanted to just talk about how people have that completely wrong. So we can definitely talk about that. And if there's any other questions, let me know in the chat. And if you guys want to, so if you guys want to learn more about my paid course side, if you're on YouTube, the link is below the video as well. You can schedule a call with one of my team members and see if the program is a fit for you. So with that being said, let's get started. So I have this brief notes here that I took yesterday or last night on what I should talk about here. And so once again, the story is this one guy commented, good luck getting 250 reviews, as if he's basically saying that keyword is too competitive. It's impossible to go in because there are other people that has more than 250 reviews, right? So, and he's saying that he cannot get 250 reviews. So that keyword is done. It's tapped out. Not possible to compete. And the way people approach keyword research is wrong, okay? Here's the thing. 99% of publishers tries to be the first book in a keyword. They think that's how you succeed. They always try to be the first book, okay? And what I want you guys to do is, instead of trying to be the first book in the keyword, I want you guys to be the best book in the keyword, okay? It doesn't matter if there's competition already. That's always going to be there. Like, if you try to, if you think the only way to make money in publishing is to be the first book in the keyword, meaning you always have to find this gold mine, untapped keywords wherever you go, right? So you discover, and those are hard. If you're trying to find keywords with zero competition, that shit's hard, okay? So if you go and miraculously find one because you're super lucky, or you spent months doing keyword research, and then you find one good keyword, all right, well, you can make a book on it, make some money for like a couple weeks to a month until somebody else everybody else comes in. And because you didn't actually make a good book, right? The only unique selling proposition that you had, the only advantage that you had, was that you were the first one. You were the only book on the keyword. So you're not gonna, like, everybody else is gonna come in. They're gonna make a book just as good as you, or equal quality, because you didn't put so much quality into it. And then your book or your sales is gonna die, right? And so what's going to happen is you're going to go and try and find the next keyword that is untapped and undiscovered and it's brand new, so you can be the first one there. And I think that is a wrong approach, okay? Because then you're basically always chasing the next keyword and the next keyword and the next keyword, okay? And that's hard. What I want you to do instead is to just find a good keyword that shows demand, right? That shows profitability. That you can see that other books are selling on the topic. There's competition there, but that doesn't matter if you just step up and make a better book on the topic. So instead of trying to be the first book on the keyword, be the best book in the keyword, okay? Make a book better than your competition, because at that point, your unique selling proposition is not that you're the only one in the keyword. Your advantage and your USP is that you're the best book in the keyword. So competition doesn't matter at this point. So this is the approach that people should be taking, to be honest, because it's very hard to find keywords with zero competition. Like, that's like close to, well, it's not impossible. There's always new keywords popping up. But why would you want to just chase these unicorn keywords when you can just go into a keyword that people know about and just make a good book that stands out? There's many ways to stand out, which we can talk about here, but that is the number one approach that people should change, okay? And so many people have this mindset of trying to chase new keywords, new trends. They think the only way to make money is to be the first, but you should actually try to be the best in the keyword, okay? Because, and let me expand on that. So this guy who commented, right? I'm not like bashing him or anything like that. But he's like, good luck trying to get 250 reviews. So in his mind, basically this is what he's thinking. These are the books on the keyword. These are the books that already exist on the keyword. And he's like, I cannot make a book better than what's already on the market. So the only way to stand out is to have more reviews, right? This is typically what people do, is when they find a book that's selling, they find a keyword, and when they publish in that keyword, what they do is they literally just see the competition and what kind of books they have, and then they literally rip it off. They make a cover they make the same cover that looks very, very similar. They copy the title, they copy the content, they literally just make the same book that's already out there, and then they try to compete with having more reviews or lower price or something. And that's why the reviews matter at that point, because if the customer sees your book and your competition's book and it's literally the same exact thing, obviously they're going to choose the one with more reviews, right? Obviously, because it's the same product. But if you come up with a better product that has something unique about your book, then you're not competing one-to-one, right? Reviews matters less. It still matters, but it matters less. And that's the shift in mindset I believe you need to succeed. So how do you stand out then? How do you so the question is, how do you stand out without reviews, right? Or, besides reviews. So how can you stand out besides just getting more reviews than your competition? Well, there's many ways. First off, the easiest ones are like you can have a completely different book cover. So the book cover itself can stand out. Some people buy books just because it has a very attractive cover, even though it has less reviews. So book cover, instead of just ripping off somebody else's book cover and making the same thing, if everybody has a black cover, then maybe you can just try a different color, instead of making another black cover with the same thing. So that's something you can do. The second thing, this is what I talk about all the time in my course. There's two ways to stand out. Being better, being unique, okay? Let's talk about being better first. How do you be better than your competition? So you can offer more value, okay? Number one, offer more value. So what I mean by this is if your competition has 200 recipes, let's say it's a cookbook, right? If your competition has 200 recipes, you can just have more value. 300 recipes, okay? If your competition has 200 puzzles, you can have 300 puzzles. So that is the easiest way to differentiate between you and your competition, is just to have more value, okay? The next way to be better is faster time to desired results, okay? So let's say that we have a book on, once again, weight loss, okay? And if all your competition is, have a generic, let's say, keto diet book, okay? How to lose weight with ketogenic diet. All your competition has a normal book like that. You can come in and say, create a book that says, how to lose weight with ketogenic diet in just 7 days. Okay, so in just 7 days is your unique selling proposition, because your value is that you're gonna get them the same results, which is losing weight with ketogenic diet, but you're gonna do it faster for them, right? You have a plan to do it faster in just 7 days compared to your competition. They're not specifying that. So that is how to differentiate. Number two, faster time to desired results. How to differentiate. Number three is, oh yeah, I just remembered. I was having a brain fog there. Number three is just like simplifying things. So let's say your competition already has a complete book on a topic. Let's say it's complete, right? Like the title is literally Complete Guide to Ketogenic Diet, and it has everything in the book. So you're looking at that and you're like, all right, well, this book is complete. It has all the information people need. How can I add more value to this? Because you cannot add more value than complete, right? Because once again, complete is everything. So how can I differentiate myself? Well, you can change the approach. So complete books are usually pretty detailed, big, a lot of pages, right? Complicated. What you can do is ketogenic diet made simple, or something like that. A simple guide to ketogenic diet. So your unique selling proposition, you're switching the angle here. Everybody else is doing complete guides. You're doing a simple guide, right? The approach is that your book is way simpler, it's more beginner friendly, and so you're, again, doing a different angle here. So that's another way to stand out. So those are many different ways that you can stand out going into the same keyword, right? Once again, if you make the same book with the same title and the same cover and there's no difference between your competition, then the only way to compete obviously is to get more reviews than them. And that's what people try to do, right? Either get more reviews than your competition or just go into a keyword that has zero competition. So people keep chasing zero competition keywords. Just stop doing that, because that's hard. That's a hard business, right? You always have to look for different keywords. And yeah, when you come across it, that's nice, but that's rare for you to come across it, right? So it's much better to focus on creating books that are just simply better than your competition in a keyword that is already discovered, people know about, right? All right, so let's talk about how to stand out a couple more ways. So we talked about 3 ways to stand out. Another way to stand out is to have a completely unique approach to it. kind of similar to, if your competition has complete guides, you can have a simple guide. Another way is changing, so the results are the same, like the results that you're offering is the same. So in this case, losing weight with keto diet, but you can do a different approach. So let me actually change the topic. So let's say the result that you're offering is weight loss. So you have a weight loss book, your competition has a weight loss book, but your competition is all talking about losing weight, with diet and exercise. Well, what you can do is how to lose weight without diet and exercise. Okay, so basically the goal is the same, losing weight, but the approach is completely different because now you're talking about without diet and exercise compared to your competition's all doing with diet and exercise. So once again, the approach is different, your book is different, you have the unique selling proposition, and that is why reviews matter less because, again, it's a different book. It's not the same thing. So you could do that. What else? And if you're wondering like, oh, it's not possible to lose weight without diet and exercise. Yeah, probably. But you can also do something like intermittent fasting, right? That can be your topic. Like intermittent fasting technically is a way to kind of lose weight without diet and exercise. I know this because I've been doing it for like 8 years, right? So it's just how you present the information, but it's definitely possible. And so you have to understand your topic for sure, All right, cool. So the point is, and let me look at my phone if I have any other notes that I took down. Another thing I want to talk about is instead of trying to get away with 5 reviews, so this is what people do, right? Again, another thing is like, this guy is saying, good luck trying to get 250 reviews. Why don't you just get 250 reviews? What's the problem with that? Right? Like, why don't you just get a bunch of reviews? Who says that's not possible? So instead of trying to find keywords that are untapped and trying to get away with just 5 reviews, why don't you just start getting 100 reviews on your books? And Sean, that's not possible. No, it is possible. I've done it many times and people do it all the time. So just find a good keyword, find a profitable keyword, and just start getting more reviews for your book, right? As well as having some kind of a unique selling proposition. That is how you stand out in publishing, okay? So the whole approach, just to summarize everything, what people do right now is they try to find keywords that are untapped. Once they do, they look at the competition and they just rip it off. Same cover, same title, same everything. And the only way they think they can compete is somehow magically get more reviews, which never happens because they don't actually try and get reviews, or just price the book a little lower. So they rip off somebody else and then sell it for a little bit cheaper. That's the whole business model that people do. Instead, what I want you guys to do is find a good keyword that might not be untapped. There's some competition, but that doesn't matter because you're going to find ways to stand out, whether with a better cover, better offer, better value, better like approach, unique approach, whatever it is, you're going to make your book slightly different so that you can stand out in a keyword that already has competition. So at this point, reviews don't matter, but at the same time, you will still try and get reviews, like hundreds of reviews, because you can, it's possible, okay? There's many ways to get reviews for that. So that is the slight shift in approach that I want you guys to take if you're watching this. And that's kind of how you succeed, to be honest. If you want long-term income, that is what you want to do instead of chasing trends. All right, cool. So Paul, what's up? I'm working on 2 books, but it's not based on keyword research. It's based on some topics I feel passionate about. I see no problem with that, but I would still make sure that your book or the keyword that you're going into is both you're passionate about it, but also profitable. There's some profitability going on. So if, as long as other books on the same topic is selling well, it shows that profitability is there, right? There's demand for it. So I'm not against people going into passion projects. That's completely fine, but you have to balance that with something that people are actually searching for on Amazon. So make sure that it's profitable too. Then I see no problem going into something that you're passionate about. Okay, so let's see if there's anything else I wanted to add to this. And yeah, if you guys are watching, if you got more questions, let me know in the chat and I can answer here. By the way, if you also let me know in the chat, do you do low content more or do you do high content? Comment below. Comment below and let me know because I'm curious. I think most of my members in the group is doing low content, but we shall see. So another thing is, if you want to invite other people to the group, or if you feel like these calls are valuable and if you think they can benefit from it, please do invite people into the group. I would really appreciate it. Thank you. And let's see. I think that's pretty much it, guys. I mainly wanted to cover the whole approach that people take, right? Instead of chasing trends, instead of going into the same new keywords, you can go into the same keyword. You can go into a keyword that everybody knows about and still make money if you make a good book on it. If you make a book that is better than what's already out there, okay? That's the approach you kind of want to take rather than going into a keyword that no one knows about. Yes, you'll make money in a short term until everybody discovers it. But have you noticed this, especially in low content? You go into a keyword that's completely untapped, you're making a book on it, and then a month later you check back and there's a shit ton of keywords in that search results, right? Because everybody's just chasing trends. And what happens is there's this one guy that makes like 10 books on that keyword. They're just pumping it out. You can tell the cover is made from Canva, and there's it's literally the same cover times 10 on the keyword. And obviously, that dude is irrelevant because if you make a good book, your book is gonna stay and he's gonna die. But it's just crazy to me, the whole approach of like people, publishing and they're like, oh my god, this is the next keyword, and they just fucking flood that keyword, and they're like, this is the next one, and they just flood the hell out of that keyword, and they're like, this is the next one, and then they just go and start chasing trends. Instead, just slow down and find a keyword that has demand and then make a good book. Okay, so I'm repeating myself, so I'm gonna stop. All right, cool. So Edward, if I wanted to dive a little into medium level content, what do you think would be a good place to start? Edward, I think you're in my paid course. So there's the lesson on medium content in my course, but basically medium content, the idea with medium content, the way I see it is it's much cheaper than high content, right? Because the book type requires much less content than high content. So you don't have to spend 30,000 words. Also, the content is much easier to write because most of the time it's like, let's say most of the time it's like up for kids or, just easier to source, like trivia books. They're super easy to make, right? So you can write yourself. So it's very cost efficient in this sense, even if you're outsourcing, even if you're writing yourself. And yeah, so if you would want to start, I would say, yeah, those books, trivia books, joke books, guided meditations. Look at book types. Obviously, there's much more than that. See what types of books requires less content than high content. But, and this is my personal opinion, if you can find books that you can make an ebook and an audiobook version of it, it's better than a book that requires just, or you can only make a paperback version. So a lot of low content like activity books, you can only do paperback. That's fine, but I personally like books that has all three formats. So once again, guided meditation books, joke books, riddle books. Those books you can make an ebook, paperback, and most money will be from paperback, but still you can make something from ebook, you can make something from audiobooks, as well as there's many ways. If you have an ebook version, if you're in the course, you know that there's so many ways to use that as an asset, not just to make money. So you can, put that into different distributions. You can use it to collect leads, right? So it's that's why I really like those books. Arnaud is in high content. Let's see. So how many people are in high content and how many people are in low content here? If you're just tuning in, let me know if you're in high content or low content. But we have some high content. Yanni started with low content to get the experience, but just published my first book and it went live today. Nice. Let us know how it goes. That's exciting. Low content selling though, that's good. That's very good. Yeah, I'm not bashing low content. It will sell for sure. I just don't like the approach that people take of the whole like chasing this new shiny keywords that is untapped. Instead, I'm basically just saying that you can publish in a keyword that is already discovered, but you can still stand out by making a better book. So as long as you do that, and if you can do both, that's the best, right? So if you can go into a keyword that is untapped, brand new, and still make sure that your book is awesome, so that even if the competition comes in later on, doesn't matter because they're not making a good book, right? They're just spamming books. Compared to you actually made a good one that's gonna stick there and sell for a long time. So if you can do both, that's definitely the best. We have another high content. Mary Ann is asking, I'm about to finish my outline and ready to send it off to urban writers because you recommended them. I'm writing under a pen name. My question is, do I send to urban writers under my real name or my pen name? Since you created a pen name for the book, you will be using the pen name. Well, the urban writers account itself is obviously going to be under your name, your real name, because that's what you're going to purchase under. But on the book, when you enter your book details on the urban writers, you'll be putting the pen name because that's what you will be using. So there's actually a section when you're ordering the book that says, the pen name. So you would just put the pen name that you created there. The Urban Writers is the best ghostwriter company out there, so you made a good choice there. I'm still actively ordering from the Urban Writers, and my experience has been good, so I can confidently recommend them. Arnaud, adding a bonus for perceived value and advertising it at the end of the title seems like a good idea. Yeah, did you actually end up asking KDP on that? And did they say that's okay? Because if you can, yeah, that's absolutely great, That's like a great way to add more value to your book. So basically, like at the end of the title, just, you can say ketogenic diet plus or includes a free download of meal plans or something like that in the title. And the thing is, I've never done it, so I've never asked KDP if that's even possible, because the one thing that I want to be careful of is sometimes when you make claims in your book cover or your description, like sometimes in descriptions, when you say #1 bestseller, or people even say New York Times bestseller, and when you make those claims in the description, KDP actually does not allow it. So they can be pretty strict, and worst case, if you abuse that, they can ban your account. So I'm just thinking, if the whole like adding bonus in the title thing is the same or not, or it's not really a false claim because you're actually giving out those bonuses later on, so you're actually giving it, so it's like a real claim, right? You're not lying to them. So maybe that's okay. That's something that I gotta check with KDP. But if you can do that, that's actually a pretty great way to stand out. Yeah, and EX books are better. Awesome, awesome. All right, so it seems like there's a mix of high content and low content in the audience. But let's see. So since you guys do both low content and high content, which has been working better for you? Like which one made more money for you? Low content, high content? Let me know. I'm curious. It's actually something that I was thinking of talking about as like the topic of the call until I got the comment on YouTube. But low content versus high content, I guess we can talk about that a little bit too because we still have some time. Personally, I think low content can be great, but the main difference is like both low content and high content, you can make money from it, and you can definitely make 10K a month, 100K a month, or even more from both. But I just feel like from personal experience too, like I've always made way more money from high content than low content. And with low content, the way it works is whenever something is easy to do and the barrier of entry is low, right? Because low content, the whole approach is it's cheap, it's fast, okay? And anyone can do it. And when I hear something like, oh, anyone can do it, that's actually not a good thing. I don't want to do that, because whenever anyone can do it, that means that literally you're competing with freaking everybody, So it's like I prefer doing something that not a lot of people can do, which more falls into high content because high content has a higher barrier of entry because of the initial investment, because of the time. It takes time, like more time to make the book compared to low content, right? And it's a little more complicated, I would say. But that is actually a good thing because that means there's less people doing it, less competition, and more money for me. And that's typically the case that I've seen all the time, even with my own books, because I publish low content books too, but it's not making as much. But of course, you cannot compare it one to one. You cannot compare one low content book with one high content book. You have to compare like 30 or 40 low content book with one high content book, I would say. But another thing that I prefer with high content is that once again you got the ebook, paperback, and audiobook version rather than just the paperback for low content. So even with low content, if I would do it, I kind of prefer something that has an ebook or an audiobook to it. And another thing is with low content, the profit margin is so low, and running Amazon ads is such a huge part of this business, and it's kind of hard to profit if you are working with such small margins, So that's another thing, and that's why people kind of go back to just upload and forget about it, just because of running Amazon ads is hard for low content, although it's still possible. So that's another thing. Like I see books with BSR of 10,000, 30,000, and I honestly have no idea how much they're actually making because of the low profit margin. You don't even know how much they're actually running ads. With high content, first off, you got 3 different platforms, right? Like, or formats: ebooks, paperback, audiobooks, so that you can make money way easier. Your profit margin is way higher, so you can afford to spend more on ads. Okay, and it's just better to build up your brand so that you can make more money that way too. By the way, can you guys hear the background noise of somebody using a hammer or banging something? There's construction happening right next door, which is kind of a shitty thing that's going on. But yeah, I think that's my thoughts. I think low content is great for people who have not a lot of money to start, and if you really don't want to have a job, like if you really do not want to start a job, because honestly, if you can pick up like more shifts in your current job, or you can get another job, just save more money and just put it into high content. That's probably the fastest way. But if you really don't want to do that and you want to start with low content, then yeah, you can absolutely start with low content and build up that income and then move into high content. So that's good. Another thing with low content, if you speak another language, making low content books for that language can be pretty massive. I've seen people killing it with German low content, French low content, Italian low content. So those can be really good. Those can be really good. Less competition. But to be completely honest, to finish this off, and unless you guys have any questions, we can end this call. But every single video that I see on income reports and everything on YouTube, I've never seen anyone make more than like $6,000 from their low content books, and that's still great. No issues with that. But a lot of people just make $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 from low content and no more than that. And compared to that, with high content, I see way more success cases of people making way more money. And that's why my conclusion is still the same. I do think people should transition into high content unless I start seeing different data of people actually killing it with low content. But maybe a lot of people are killing it without really telling the world about it on YouTube, you know, so that might be another scenario too, but who knows? Anyways, I think that's it for today's call. If you guys have any questions, you know, let me know, but if not, then I'll just end it here, and next week we can do it again. I have no idea what to talk about next week, so let me know in the chat actually what we should talk about. I can circle back to keyword research if anything. All right, cool. Well, I think, I don't know. I'll think about something. But anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for tuning in. If you're watching a recording of this, then once again, if you want to check out, if you're on the YouTube side, you know, if you want to check out my course, the link is below this video, as well as the link to join the Facebook group is below this video too. And if you have any questions, that'd be great, so I can, you know, answer that instead of talking about something. Anyways, oh yeah, we got a question here. When will Azdroid open up? It should be open right now, unless they closed again. They opened up about a month or two ago. So if you want to check it out, it's seandoid.com/Azdroid, ADSDROID, and you can book a strategy call with them and see if the program is a fit for you. All right, cool. Well, thank you guys.